Following her long and successful career that included radio and TV presenting, Mpho Putini has now ventured into music. To kickstart her music journey, Mpho has recently released her debut single titled Sizodlula. And to tell us more about this track that she says is also set to be included as part of her EP set for release in the near future, Mpho Putini joins us now via Zoom. Mpho, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you so much, Mpho, for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity.
It's an absolute pleasure having you join us this morning. Mpho, what propelled you to venture into music?
So music has always been my thing. I started singing at school Christian organizations, that's in primary and high school. It's really been something that I like and something that I do. And I mean, you've mentioned I've been pursuing other things in my life, but I've always felt that I owe it to myself, I owe it to God, to really pursue my singing career, you know. And I in the first, I think just in the first wave of COVID, that's when I wrote Sizodlula, and I thought God always has perfect timing. It came at the right time.
What's that about? I suppose it means that this too shall pass. I mean, we'll pass this phase that we are currently in.
Absolutely. So, Mpho, what was happening at the time, I mean, and it's still happening right now, we know how a lot of people were just losing their lives. It's still happening, people losing their lives and livelihoods. And it's been very difficult, not just as individuals, as families, as a country, as a global community, you know what I mean? And that's when I wrote Sizodlula, encouraging us as a people to say that God is faithful and that this will pass, you know what I mean? It's very discouraging when we're experiencing loss on all ends, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's so easy to lose yourself, to lose your faith in the process. And these are things that people know, that, you know, Sizodlula, uyazi, kodwa when you are facing difficulties, it's very easy to forget.
Sure.
And this was just my way of reminding us of what the word says, reassuring us that God is faithful and that, you know what, this is a season, this is a period, and it will pass.
So, Mpho, how has the transition been like from the broadcasting space to music?
It's been quite interesting, I must say. It really has been quite interesting from broadcasting. And I think more than anything else, they somewhat complement each other. I mean, I'm still on radio and that sort of thing, and it complements each other quite nicely. So I really appreciate. And I think I'm also using what I've learned in the industry, you know what I mean, in music as well.
Yes.
So I think they complement one another quite beautifully, which works in my favor, I suppose.
And with this being your debut track, who did you work with and how was the process and experience like?
Sure, it's been quite a process. I worked with Mpho and I worked with a couple of really amazing people that put the track together. And it's been quite an experience, really. And I've got so much respect for artists in general, because I realize that so much work. It's so much easier for us to see people put out their projects out there. You know, I think I've got more appreciation for artists. I've got more appreciation for the arts, because I mean, I've just put down a single, but it's been a lot of work. I can imagine people that put together an album and so forth and so on. It must be a lot of work. So I think really I've got a lot of respect for people that put an effort and really put their projects out there. And I think it's quite important that we go out, we support, and we just show love, because really there's just so much effort that goes into putting projects together.
I can imagine. So why did you decide on this track to be, to be the one that introduces you to the music space?
I chose this track because I feel it just came at the right time.
Okay.
And it is the reason why there's an EP I'm pursuing in the first place. It is the reason why I was inspired to sit down and to write this track, Sizodlula. You know, as I've just been saying that I wanted to reassure the children of God, because when you read Isaiah 43, God reassures the Israelites. You know, he reassures them that when you are going through things, I will be with you. You will not be alone. And I felt that is so important. And for me, the song is very close to my heart, and I felt that it has to be the leading track in the EP. Hence, I chose this very song to really introduced me in the music industry, which is very exciting.
Yeah, and I think you've penetrated the music industry so beautifully, and I know that you're only finding your voice and your feet in the industry. But what type of an artist do you identify as, and the music that you produce?
So, I mean, I really, like you're saying, I think I'm trying to find myself in the space.
Yeah.
And this is why, SMP, I have very diverse tracks in my EP. I think I'm still in the journey of discovering and of finding the very artist within, you know.
Okay.
I have a Zulu track, which is Sizodlula, the title of the EP, the title of the single. And then I've got a Sotho song that I wrote as well. I've got an English track that I wrote, which is also quite exciting. I love Dufila with all my heart. People that are close to me or that know me or follow me on my social media space will know very well that I abuse Dufila from time to time. I absolutely love them. So yeah, definitely. So I'm just exploring with this EP. I've got a little bit of everything. Like you're saying, I'm still trying to find my feet. I'm really genuinely trying to find myself within the space. So with time, I will definitely find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, but generally, how would you classify your genre? Is it praise music or worship music?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
It's a little bit of both. With Sizodlula, it's worship. There is a praise song that I'm going to be doing in my EP, which is a lovely praise song. Sizodlula is worship. There's a praise song. So it's really, really diverse. It's a little bit of everything. But I could say it's more worship.
Okay.
It is definitely more worship.
Okay. And I believe that there's an EP in the pipeline. Just give us a glimpse and a taste of what to expect.
Oh, where do I start? So, like I said, I mean, it's a mix of everything. There's a Sotho song that I wrote. There's an English song that's coming up. Hunalesefila as well within the EP. It's really, really awesome. And I like the fact that I was able to write the songs, 3 of the songs myself, which is something that I never thought I'd be capable of doing. I mean, I've always written poetry and that sort of thing. I've always been drawn to writing. And now being able to call myself a songwriter is just really, really amazing, and I'm just so grateful for the time that we've gone through as a country, the time that we're still going through, because a lot of us got an opportunity to discover ourselves, to know ourselves a little bit better. We got out of our comfort zones. I think, facing COVID as a collective as well, got a lot of people out of their comfort zones.
Sure.
And I'm one of those individuals, really. I'm out of my comfort zone. Here I am writing songs. I never in a million years thought I'd be writing songs. Yes, I've always known I'm a worshiper and I'm a singer and I love it. But writing songs is really something else and I'm so, so grateful.
Great stuff. And before I let you go, we're out of time, Mpho, unfortunately. But how do your fans connect with you and interact with you on social media?
So I'm on different social media platforms. I've got a YouTube channel, Mpho Putini. I am on Instagram as well. I am on Facebook. So it's just Mpho Putini on all those different platforms. Very, very easy. Mpho Putini. Mpho Putini. Pretty easy.
All right. Mpho, lovely chatting to you and all the best, hey, in your music career.
Thank you so much, and I really appreciate the opportunity. God bless you.
Great stuff. Thank you. That was musician Mpho Putini, and she joined us this morning to tell us more about venturing into the music landscape through her debut single titled Sizodlula.